Coming back to the next panel discussion, which is pretty much interesting, we have with us the business magnates. And to moderate the session, may we please put our hands together as we invite Mr. Abbas Ali Mirza here on stage. Abbas is the senior partner of the largest CPA firm worldwide, Deloitte. He's the author of 15 books published in the United States of America, the chairman, United Nations Body on Accounting, and the former president of the Indian Business Council, also the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. May we please put hands together as we invite Mr. Abbas Ali Mirza to moderate the session of great debate. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for us to have the presence of Mr. Mohan Valrani and Shri Yogesh Mehta. With a loud round of applause, may we please put hands together as we welcome Mr. Mohan Valrani, the Managing Director and the Chairman of Al-Shirawi Group, one of the largest manufacturing group. He ranks 10th on the Forbes list of the top 100 Indian leaders in the UAE. Sir, truly an honor to have your humble presence. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, please continue the applauses for Shri Yogesh Mehta, the Managing Director of Petrochem. He started his business in the 90s in the UAE, and he's the business magnate of repute, the owner of the Middle East's largest chemical distributors. May we please give them a loud round of applause. At first, sirs, we thank you for your valuable time, for being with us here at Mahabiz 2020. Truly an honor to have you here. At the console, can we please have the mics on? Thank you. Abbas Ali Mirza, sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, Imran.
Thank you, dear sir.
We have a very interesting panel here with the leaders who can actually give us a lot of knowledge. They can share with us their experiences, make this afternoon a very enriching experience for you. As they say that every journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And here we are with the people who have actually taken those steps and made a difference in the lives of thousands of people that work with them. And of course, we are proud that they're part of our community. They are the business leaders that we all come from that community. So Mr. Valrani, I'll start with you, sir, with your permission. And I would like to ask a few questions based on what the people would like to listen to you. We would like to have some words of wisdom from you, some advice, a strategy that you have actually used in your business career in advancing that particular business that you started maybe 50 years ago, 50, and today it's a huge business group. So any piece of advice, sir?
My ideas, my strategy over the years, last 50 years, has changed and keeps changing. It is very important to be flexible and not have the same policies which I had 50 years back. Since last 10 years, since the year 2009, when we had the world crisis, subprime crisis, my focus has been on investing on logic-based, what I call, this is a word which I have created, logic-based investing. It's very important to be logic-based. In 2009, when there was a crisis, I'll make it very short, I won't make it long and boring. When there was a crisis, which you all know about it, what happened? US and most of the countries of the world, they reduced the interest rates to almost zero, and they went for QE, that is quantitative easing, basically printing cash. So the interest rates were low and plenty of cash available. What does this lead to? To put it in one word, it was a path, it was the process of cash becoming trash. Because if you are allowed to print and I have to slog and work hard, it makes no meaning that I should be working for cash. So there was excess liquidity. Then came In the last 10 years, technology has changed, which you all know about it, to the extent that basically technology has improved productivity. Productivity means high production, high growth, but consumption has not kept up with productivity. What has been produced is more, there's excess of everything. As a result, what we call abundance of almost everything and anything, and the prices of everything has fallen down. Electricity, communication, whatever you may call it. So that leads to zero inflation. Low interest rates, zero inflation. And technology has created value. Has not only created value, but also has destroyed value. So, destruction of value and creation of value. Then comes the aging population. Now, as you age, the average age of population in the world of developed countries and developing countries has increased. People are living longer. And when you age, when you grow old, you spend less, you need less. What you need only is healthcare. So again, consumption going down. I'm just trying to highlight what the future holds for us. Then comes lately, last few years, has been the China-US conflict. What does this lead to? This has led to lack of trust between two countries. The next 5, 7, 10 years, China and US, this is what I feel, I could be wrong, will be in a process of learning to live on their own, trying to be less dependent upon each other. This is already, and this will disrupt the supply chain of the world, especially the Far East. Vietnam, Bangladesh is already benefiting. India has some opportunity and a piece of cake for themselves. What I'm trying to tell you all this are just facts. Based on these facts, we will discuss what should be done, what should be our way forward. Then, most of the governments are weaponizing, using their trade policy as a weapon. So there is weaponization of the trade policies. Everybody says, India says make in India, US said we want to make in US, everybody wants to make in their country, and everybody wants others to buy from them. So weaponization of trade policies. Then of course, as you know, the unpredictable events, the virus. Today I was on the TV, I was watching the locust in Africa, all over Africa, the climate change, etc. The other disrupting factor that all the countries with cheap labor will not be relevant anymore. They are heading for a problem because robotic technology is much cheaper than the cheapest labor. So, under these circumstances, where do we go? What should we be careful of? The companies or individuals who will survive, either they should be technology companies or technology driven. Even as a person, whatever your age may be, whether you are 5 or whether you are 80, like me, you have to be focused on technology depending upon your ability and age. If you have to wake up, you have to wait for the news, for the morning newspapers to come to your house, then you are outdated. It's better to be on Google Alert. Or the presentations which are being made, say, throughout the day, you could get all this information on the Google. So it's very important to either be a technology company or technology driven company. You don't have to close your industries, but you have to change. You have to change a lot. And a word of caution, you have to be very careful of economists, of analysts. Analysts, they like to sell the future. I'm not saying disregard them. Economists will tell you what has gone wrong and what can go wrong. But nobody will tell you what has gone right and what can go right. So what shall we do? I mean, excess cash, inflation, technology, all this what I have told you, probably you all know about it. Low interest rates. In 2009, 2008, when the era of low interest rates started, one had to take a call. Is the inflation going to remain low or zero because of technology? And will the interest rates in the near-term horizon or long-term horizon rise? I took a view that interest rates for a very long time to come will not rise. They will not rise, and I don't see inflation round the corner. So you have to invest in products where you tie up good quality. I went in for REITs. There's real estate investment trust in the Far East, and they have outperformed the S&P index by almost 100%. So coming to your own businesses, it is very important that you change and become a technology-driven company. So it is very important, that you be part of the new era, the new business. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think what the words of wisdom, believe me, if you hire a consultant to give you this advice, you'll probably get $1 million bill. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing this wisdom with us. We have here next to me, I'm honored to be sitting with this kind of, great panelists. I remember the words of Julius Caesar when he said, I came, I saw, I conquered. This is exactly what Yogi Bhai represents. Mr. Yogesh Mehta, please put your hands together once again to welcome both of them. Has done wonders in the business where he is in. And I would like you, sir, to talk about the virtues that you actually are born with and things that you've done and which have actually been reflected in your organization. The reason I'm asking is because Emerson said that any organization is an extended shadow of the leader. So the way the leader is, you can see that organization also prospering. So with these, we would like you to share some words of wisdom.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that you've had a hard day, so I'm going to be very short. And I'm also happy to answer any questions. And if you want to know how I made my first 100 dirhams, I have the formula. If you want to know how I made 10,000 dirhams, I have the formula. Yeah. But if you ask me how I made $1 million, wow, no idea. Lots of luck. Lots of luck. You know, in life, you have to be born in the right place at the right time. That's not in our hands. Sometimes, you're just born, but when you wake up and you do things, that's important. Otherwise, there's no difference between us and the animal. We have to make a difference. We have to add value. So I'm 60 years old. I came to Dubai when I was 30 on a hope and a prayer. No money, no family, no background, no nothing except a beautiful wife and a 1-year-old son. Lots of liabilities, lots of headaches, and of course, no money. So how did I survive that? There was a magic wand, and that magic wand was hard work, application, doing things right, and waiting for all of that to fall into place. All of us work hard. You guys have spent so much time here, not only in networking, but also learning. Like this, we live our lives every day learning, doing new things, trying to make a difference, trying to make money, trying to make a fortune. I remember when I was 30 and I had no money, I said, the one thing I want is to be a tycoon. So stupid, one is stupid when one is young, one is foolish when one is young, but it's good to be foolish. Because if you're foolish, you tend to take chances. And if you take chances, you might make it. And when you're young, you don't worry about falling down. So I fell down a few times. I still fall down. I still make a lot of mistakes. But still, life goes on. The fabric of all this is luck. The fabric of all this is hard work, honesty, and integrity. And then life will give you a chance. Abbas.
Great, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I can see already there is a line starting there, getting ready to take advice of how to make the 1,000 and 10,000 and 1,000,000, of course. So that the line, if you want, our president is here, Mr. Sunil. Please, can you register with Mr. Sunil for the big line to come and meet him? Okay, now let's take a question, some answers from, Mr. Valrani, who is the most respected leader of the business community, Indian community. Mr. Valrani, coming together is the beginning. Staying together is progress. Working together is success. 50 years of partnership with a leading UAE family and making it one of the biggest surviving businesses must have been a big challenge for you. So can we have some ideas about Al Shirawi?
Yeah, 54 years.
54 years.
But before I reply to this question, I would like to thank Maharashtra. Why would I like to thank Maharashtra? In 1947, I'm a Sindhi. In 1947, we came from Pakistan, Karachi, as refugees and settled down in Bombay. We are very welcome. Maharashtra welcomed us, took care of us, and we will always be obligated to Maharashtra. Thank you. Yeah, 54 years. The first generation, me and Abdullah Shirawi, the second generation, we have taken a back seat. My role is more of consultant, advisor, mentor. The second generation is well in place, doing an excellent job, probably better than the first generation. I would use the common words like collaboration, cooperation, avoiding conflict, working as a family. But I think the main reason, the best policy which we have followed is 100% transparency. Nothing to hide. He knows what I'm doing, I know what he's doing, the internal audit is doing a fantastic job. So once you are transparent, you have nothing to hide. You cannot do anything unethical. You have no choice but to be ethical. So the policy of transparency, just to give you an example, we have a portal in the Al Shirawi group. The group financials and are on that portal. All the banks are given a password, all the RNs. And they are not supposed to phone us or ask us any questions. They have a query, they have all the replies on that portal. So every bank knows how much we have borrowed, from which bank, at what interest rate. It is absolutely transparent, and my banks tell me that your company is the only company which has such a portal in the entire Middle East. And this gives us comfort that everything is transparent. So transparency is the key. I took a step forward. What I did is that I created a portal for my family office. All my wills, trust deeds, net worth, properties, investments, everything is on that portal. And I gave, including my wills, and I gave the password to all my 3 sons. I have 3 boys. I said, go and visit the portal, just see what I have done. You don't have to wait for the will for me to die and then open that piece of paper or go to the lawyers. So if this could happen all over Asia, because in Asia, whether it's the Middle East or whether it's India or Pakistan, we are known for clashes after the father dies or after the main person dies. And you see the example of Mr. Anil Ambani and Mukesh Ambani, what happened. The result is, okay, Mukesh Ambani has flown, but Anil Ambani is gone. So all these things can be avoided if the first generation is transparent and hands over to the second generation transparency. So transparency has been the key. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we're going to take back today with us some really valuable advice. Listening to both the stalwarts, I can only say I'm reminded of what it was said, that I will not follow where the pathway leads me. I will go where there's no pathway, but I will leave a trail behind for others to follow. That is indeed the mantra of success for both of them. Now, Yogiji, with your permission, I'm going to ask you one more question. They say that attitude in life is the most important thing. It's like a flat tire that you get in a car. Unless you change it, you can't go any further. So, what do you believe it's so important to have the right attitude to achieve a lot in life? Anything that you would like to share?
It's a good question. Attitude. So attitude is an energy. Bad attitude is a negative energy. Positive attitude is motivational, positive, and good energy. If you live with good energy, you exude good energy. You give out the good energy. You meet people, and if you're laughing and smiling, it creates an impression. Leaders do that. Leaders must lead. Leaders must set examples. And you don't have to be a leader because you own the company. A leader is born. You are a born leader or you are not. And once you are a leader, there are responsibilities. And those responsibilities are, of course, to lead, to create value. For me, in my organization, I feel that I've told my people that I'm here for five more years, after which I'm going to retire. Retire doesn't mean going fishing. Retirement means doing other things. And I've said that I want to leave Petrochem, my company, and leave it to my son and the people. But how do I do that? I have to mandate them. I have to empower them. And I do. I've decided that one day in a week, in a working week, I don't go to office and I operate from home. So they learn that this old guy, this boss is not there. They tend to do things on their own. We have seen a lot of success doing this. So small things, baby steps. But you have to give up your whole self, your persona, and say, I created this, so I'm going to be there till I'm thrown out or till I die. Those are very Victorian, very, very old manner of management or living. It's more egocentric. I think that you've done a great job. Leave. Let other people do. They will do better. That's my feeling.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yes.
Yes, I do agree with Yogesh 100%. There's no conflict. I don't like conflict. Conflict is the cause of most of the problems in this world. You look at Bangladesh, has no conflict with Burma or India, is progressing. Look at Pakistan, has conflict with Afghanistan, with Balochistan, with India. Look what's happening. So conflict is the worst thing that can happen. Just an incident. In the last meeting of all the shareholders and the CEOs of the second generation and the managers, I announced that September 30th, I'm going to be 80 years old, and I would like to give up all my titles. Abbas introduced me as Senior Vice Chairman, Managing Director. I said, I want to give up all my titles. So I was very pleased to see that there was an opposition from all the directors. They said, no, how can you do that? Because if you give up your titles, are you trying to say that you will not advise us, you won't be a mentor? I said, no, I was reading a book by Robin Sharma, and he said, leader without a title. So this decision is not emotional, because I'm giving you 1 year's notice. On 30th September, I would like to give up my titles. So being a leader without a title is, I think, a fantastic experience. It's going to be a fantastic experience.
Thank you very much. While you're there, sir, I would like to just tell the audience, I'm sure we've heard of Harvard University, we've heard of also the Wharton School of Business. Very recently, the Wharton School of Business, one of the most respected MBA programs in America is out of the Wharton. They have interviewed Mr. Valrani. And he made a great statement, which I'd like to share with you. He said that it's not how much money you make, it's what you do with the money. Sir, this is a very noble thing that you're doing. Plus, it's a new way of creating wealth. Would you like to share some ideas on what you mean by this?
Yes, after the second generation, which is very well in place and doing a good job, as I told you, I was the chairman of a non-profit school of 12,000 students for 4 years. As per the constitution, I had to take a back seat, so I decided to build my own schools because education is to my heart. And the first school is already started. The second one is going to be completed in the next 1 or 2 months. Third one is in design stage. So it is very important. It gives you satisfaction. You are happy in giving back. And mind you, giving back is not the monopoly of the rich. What you give of your wealth is okay, but what you give of yourself is equally important, is equally meaningful. And everybody, including every person sitting in this audience, can give. You can, when you pray, you are giving. When you wish good luck to somebody, you are giving. When you communicate with somebody with compassion and make him feel happy and comfort, you are giving. As we sit now, let us give. How do we give? Look at your neighbors, give a smile and say, I wish you good luck. And if you are in a good mood, give 5. Come on, do it.
Please, let's do it. Let's do it.
Wish your neighbor good luck.
Let's give.
I wish you good luck. I wish everybody good luck. So see, we all have given. We all have made each other happy.
Excellent.
So giving is not a monopoly of the rich. Thank you.
Just one thing before you wind up, sir. We'll open up the floor to the Q&A. You and I talked about a new program that you started, the MBA, which is junior MBA without any homework. How does that work?
My son, who is a graduate again from University of Pennsylvania with his undergrad and master's, and did his master's in education entrepreneurship. As a child, from the age of 12, my parents, we were 6 sisters and 2 brothers. So my mother used to be happy if my father took us to the plant away, avoiding mischief in the house. So from the age of 12, I used to go with my father during holidays to the plant and see what he's doing, how he's communicating, and basically sometimes I used to do errands, bring water, do this, do that. And I learned a lot. So I was telling this to my son, and he says, why don't we start a professional? What you did was at that time valid, 70 years back or 60 years back. Let us start a junior MBA program. What I believe that before a child leaves school, he should be financially literate. It's very important to be financially literate. So I said, why don't you prepare a curriculum, a syllabus, and we started the junior MBA program at the school. Then I used to see my daughter-in-laws, I have 3 sons, my daughter-in-laws taking their kids every day, dropping them to school, picking them up, taking them for activities, up, down, up, down. By the time they come home at 6, they are exhausted. And they used to tell my wife, Mom, I'm tired. I got up in the morning, I had to go to the school twice, I had to take them for tennis, for this, for that. So I said, this is not on. This is not the way to educate kids. making them jump and spend half the time on the road. So we started an enrichment learning program. The school day, instead of closing at 2, we close at 4. The 2 hours are for extra activities, and they spend half an hour, 1 hour out of that on doing homework, depending upon which year they are. So when they go home, they leave the school at 4, they reach home at 4:35, they have all the time for their parents. And especially in today's day and age, when both the parents are working, they have a working mother and father, this was really helpful to them. So, but this we could do at the primary level. At the secondary level, of course, kids become independent, they know how to learn. So this is the reason I started no homework policy in the school. Homework should be done in the school, and every child, before he leaves school, he should be financially literate.
Great, sir. Thank you very much. So there's no homework for tonight. As the gurus are telling you, I'd like to open the floor for one question. Anything that is really, really, that you would like to ask the gurus while they're still there?
Please ask a challenging question.
Anyone would like to ask a question? That's it. Okay. Yes, please.
Sir, is it okay, one question, please?
Just one question, because we are running short of time. Yes.
Yes, sir, please, Ashish sir.
Yes, yes. Can you take the microphone? Yes, yes.
How do you see the CA, which is the talking point in CAA? Sorry? No, I'm just... Okay, if you want to avoid it.
Yeah, I would like to avoid it because it gets political, and it's not correct. The remark may not be taken in the right context. So it's better I avoid it.
Thank you, sir.
Just as a parting advice, Madam, 1 minute more.
Sure, sir.
It is very important. How many of you are here from Dubai? Okay, very good. In Dubai, the latest topic in the business world has been NMC. A very good friend of mine, B.R. Shetty, I feel sorry for him for what happened. What was the reason for what happened? Why did it happen? I went through the website, I went through his, the problems, the statements. It is basically managing debt. What he did was, he mortgaged his share to the bank, and when the price fell, there was a margin call, so his shares were put in the market. Muddy Waters in US took full advantage and made billions. I bought his share at 7, and of course I sold at 8.50. So there was not one statement also against NMC that the profits have been overstated or the accounts have been misrepresented. It was a personal attack on him. So it's very important you manage debt. Thank you.
Well, I know you guys are all tired, and I just want to give you a little pep talk as we go. As Mohan Bhai said, we live in very uncertain times. Anything can happen at any time to anybody. And this is true. The more you download it, you know, we can walk on the street, you cross the road and you're gone. You sleep in the night, you don't wake up, you're gone. What's yours will never be yours, and hence, you know, you must enjoy the today. And at 60, I can give you advice, and a lot of people advise. I used to always take advice, but I tell you, enjoy life today. Share it with your family. Have some music in your life. Have some culture in your life. We are not robots. Spend some time with your family. Look at your partner's eyes. Hold the hand of your son or your daughter and your grandchildren. Make a difference because you're human. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, dear sir. On that note, ladies and gentlemen.
Practice meditation and yoga. I've been doing it for the last 15 years. Thank you.
Wow. These were the mantras of success, mantras of living life the right way, mantras of really being true human beings. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. May we please kindly invite the President of GMBF Global, Dr. Sunil Manjrekar, sir, to kindly present mementos to Shri Mohan Valrani, Shri Yogesh Mehta, and Shri Abbas Mirza, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the 30 minutes we spent here will change our life. So let's please once again give them a loud round of applause. for the secrets of life. They've shared with us decades of experience in these 30 minutes. And I think we are truly, truly honored to have their humble presence and their valuable time of being here with us at Mahabiz 2020. On behalf of GMBF Global and Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, our humble thanks to Shri Mohan Valrani and Shri Yogesh Mehta. Sir, our entire perception towards life has changed by listening to your key words and the words of wisdom. Thank you very much to Abbas Ali Mirza for moderating the session so well and giving it to us here at Mahabiz 2020. May I please request you all to come ahead of the table for a group photo op? Sirs, can we come 3 steps ahead of the table for a better group photo, please? Thank you very much, dear sirs.